The D, man.
Yeah, shout out my nigga from D's Media, you feel me?
Yo, it's your boy D's Media back again with another video. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel on the road to 100K. Today we're going to talk about, man, Pooh Shiesty dad just got locked up by the feds, man, after his house getting raided yesterday. Let's jump straight into it.
Fox 13 live in Cordova, where federal agents have been searching a house.
Property records show it belongs to the family of Memphis rapper Pooh Shiesty. Fox 13's Jeremy Pierre is joining us live out there. We understand that people were awakened by flashbangs earlier this morning.
Yeah, and they heard the FBI and TBI screaming, basically going into the house saying that this is the FBI. And you can see right behind me those FBI agents still on the scene. Not only FBI, but TBI as well. Now, check this out. We've been out here for a little while now, and we have seen these agents tagging the vehicles. It's about 4 vehicles, 1 inside of the garage and 3 others in the driveway here. They at one point they had all of the trunks of these vehicles open, and you can see, I believe that's a silver BMW they have there with the trunk still open, and they're still tagging and taking pictures. We have seen a few of those agents go in and out of the home so far this morning. We have not seen anyone taken out of the home. Of course, that's something we're working to gather information on as to if anyone has been taken into custody. But again, we do know that the Shelby County Assessor's Office, according to their website, they list this home being owned by Lontrell Williams. Now get this, Lontrell Williams is also Pooh Shiesty's name. So his father's name is Lontrell Williams Sr., and his name, Pooh Shiesty's name, Lontrell Williams Jr. We do know that the rapper Pooh Shiesty, Lontrell Williams Jr., is in a halfway house at this point in time after his release from federal prison. Now, again, we've been monitoring this situation for quite some time, seeing those FBI and TBI agents going in and out of the home. Again, the most action we've seen so far this morning is that they have been looking into these vehicles. The 4 vehicles, 1 in the garage and the 3 in the driveway there. You can see one of those agents actually looking. I believe that's a Wrangler, a gray Wrangler, just down the way from here. Now, of course, we are working our sources to gather more information as to what all is playing into this investigation, this raid that's taking place at this Cordova home. Of course, stay with us all throughout Good Morning Memphis. I want to continue to stay on top of this story for you.
All right, big news there. Jeremy Pierre live at the scene. We'll check back in with you in about a half hour, JP.
Yesterday, for those of you that don't know, Pooh Shiesty dad's house was raided by the feds. They was taking pictures of a lot of cars. We didn't really hear nothing about, what was the real issue why they raided his house. Hours later, he was arrested. No charges has really been released right now. Everybody thinks that it has to do or tied into the situation with Gucci Man, and that happened, I believe, about like a month ago or something like that. It's reports that, Pooh Shiesty been locked up for like 3-4 days. But I'm going to say this, right? I feel like this, right? Dudes is running with the notion, if this situation is true, because he could be locked up for a totally different situation. But if this situation is true, I feel like dudes is trying to say that Gucci Man has something to do with them getting locked up. And I don't really think so. I believe that the security guard that Gucci Man is running around with has some type of tie to law enforcement. What I mean by that is a lot of rappers is running around here with off-duty police officers. If you spending a lot of time in Florida, New York, or California, it's a great chance that you're running around with some off-duty police officers. And that's not to say that that's a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that it's a bad thing, but I'm just saying in this instance, if it was a situation between Pooh Shiesty entourage and Gucci and the back and forth, we already heard the story about the ring or the watch falling off or however, and you know what I'm saying? I'm going to say this, right? If it was an off-duty police officer that was present, it wouldn't surprise me that he would run back to law enforcement and tell about the situation, especially if it's involving, big time rappers and celebrities and all of that. Like, it don't surprise me, but I don't think that this is no situation to where Gucci Man ran down to the police station and made a report. I just don't see that, man. I feel like it was an off-duty police officer around. That's just my personal opinion. I don't feel like it was from Pooh camp because I think Pooh Shiesty moving with his peoples from Memphis. That's just me. I'm just saying. I could be wrong. But I think the off-duty police officer was probably with Gucci because Gucci ain't moving around with no entourage how he was back in the day when he was rapping. You know, he ain't moving around with 30, 40 guys from East Atlanta no more. He moving like a boss, you know, and I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to say it again. A lot of these rappers talk all of that. They don't rock out with 12. They ain't doing no snitching, no whoop, whoop, whoop. And I'm trying to tell you, a lot of these rappers are running around with off-duty police officer, and there's nothing wrong with it. But you can't be running around here saying, oh, I don't rock out with 12. You a rat, you a snitch, you whoop, whoop, whoop. But you got police protecting you. Like, that don't even make sense. Like, that's why I don't really like this generation, man, because this generation, I feel like even when you trying to do something right, they going to always try to pull a negative out of it. Ain't nothing wrong with running around with no off-duty police officers or security or armed whoop, whoop, whoop. Because I'm going to be honest with you, you know, not saying that it'll make a difference, man, because you could lose your life with security the same way you could lose your life with your homies. When it's your time, it's really your time, you know. But I personally feel like, man, at the end of the day, I feel like Gucci ain't tell, man. But dude's gonna run with whatever story because it's content, it's clickbait. Y'all know the era that we live in. You're gonna probably hear about 10, 12 different stories off this one thing. Like I'm gonna say again, until Pooh Shiesty dad charges get released, you know, we can't really say too much because we really don't know. But I understand everybody going, you know, make a spin-off to it and, you know, run whatever story they want to run with. But my personal opinion, if it did happen, I feel like Gucci Man had an off-duty police officer, you know, as a security. That's just my opinion. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all so much. Peace, positivity, network growth. Let's save these kids. It ain't never too late. We tore down these communities. Let's build them back up. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all so much.
The D, man. Yeah, shout out my nigga from D's Media, you feel me?